All right, so now day 2 of 2.3 is all about actually graphing those lines. So whenever you're graphing with slope-intercept form, you're going to find the y-intercept first and then plot it. And then find the slope and move in that direction and plot a few points. So do it a couple times. So just remember, slope is rise over run. Okay, also I'll remind you just real fast because we have time. Positive slope goes up. Negative slope goes down. Zero slope is flat, and undefined is the vertical line. Okay, so, and one big pet peeve, even though I didn't just do it, but I wasn't graphing a real graph, I was just a quick sketch, is whenever you're drawing the lines must have arrows on both ends. Okay, that's one thing I'm going to be nitpicky about. If you just draw a line without the arrows, it's technically not a line, it's a segment. So make sure you have arrows on both ends. All right, so first let's do the first one. We're graphing it. Let's first figure out what the slope is and what the y-intercept is. Okay, so the slope on this one is going to be 4, because remember it's the number in front of the x. And so the y-intercept would usually be written right there, right? Well, this time it's not. So if there's nothing there, then what would be the y-intercept? Well, it'd be like plus 0, so the y-intercept would be at 0, 0, which is what? The origin. So 0, 0 is your y-intercept. All right, so your slope is 4, or if you want to think of it as 4 over 1, that wouldn't be a bad idea. So you're going to go up 4 over 1, and let's do it again, up 4 over 1. And whenever I say over, I'm always meaning to the right. So up 4, right 1, up 4, right 1. Okay, so let's draw the line the best I can. This app isn't the best for drawing lines, but that's okay. All right, so even though it's not perfect, hopefully yours is better. Do it a couple times. I'm trying to save time for the video. All right, next one. What is the slope? Well, that's the number in front of the x, 2. What's your y-intercept? Is that 0, 2, right? Okay, let's plot a point at 2. If your slope is 2, you're going to go up 2 over 1. Up 2 over 1, up 2 over 1. You could do that a few times. Double check, that's a positive slope. Yes, good, because it needs to be positive. Okay, let's see. Hey, that one looks a little better than the last one. Draw your lines, connect them, and don't forget the arrows. Oh, my graphs kind of ended up wonky on this. That's okay. So the next one, your slope is going to be -2, and your y-intercept is +2. So it looks like the same one, except this time the slope is negative, right? So you start at 2. Now on the last one we went up 2 over 1, but since it's negative, we're going to go down 2 over 1. So right there, go a couple times. Connect the lines. Oops, that's a highlighter. Hey, that was a pretty good line though. Okay, sorry, that's terrible, but you get the idea. All right, next one, now I gave you a fraction. No big thing. Fractions aren't bad when you're talking about slope. Oh, so the slope, I'm sorry, I missed the negative. It's -1/2, okay? So -1/2, and then the y-intercept, what is that? +3, so at 0, 3. All right, so go to 3. And then since it's negative, we're going down. We're not going up. So go down 1 over 2. Down 1 over 2 a couple times. Draw your line. That's my best one yet, with arrows. All right, now let's get into a little bit harder ones. Why do I say this is more or harder? Because they're not in slope-intercept form. So if I were you, I would convert to slope-intercept form first. Okay, so remember slope-intercept form is y equals mx plus b. AKA you need to get the y by itself. So on that problem, y minus 4 equals negative 3x. What do I need to do to get the y by itself? Well, I just need to add 4 to both sides, right? So now I have y equals negative 3x plus 4. Looks like we're good to go. It's in slope-intercept form. So my slope, what's that going to be? Negative 3. Then your y-intercept is going to be at 0, 4. So start at your y-intercept, put a point. Now it's negative 3, so we're going to go down 3 over 1, down 3 over 1. I'll do it one more time just for fun. Connect them. Whoa, we got to redo that one. It was so bad. Oh, that one's pretty bad too. Okay. Okay, I'm sorry. I tried 3 times. That was my limit. Just, yeah, pretend. Okay? Woo, this next one I'm making you work. It's okay. It's good for you. So it is definitely not in slope-intercept form, so I'm going to rewrite it over here so I have some room to move stuff around. So there's a few different ways to look at it. Doesn't matter which way you want to do. I'm going to go ahead and subtract 5x from both sides. Those cancel. Now I have negative 2y equals negative 5x minus 4. Oh, my negatives everywhere. Okay, so now I need to get the y by itself. So I need to divide everything by negative 2. All right, they cancel there. So that was the easy part. Now let's talk about the hard part. Negative divided by a negative on the first one, negative 5x over negative 2. That becomes positive. Can you divide 5 over 2 evenly? The answer is no, it's not going to be a whole number. Okay, can you reduce 5 over 2? The answer is also no. So you leave it as 5 halves x. Do not put it as 2.5x, and you'll see why in a second. Don't put it as 2.5, anything, leave it as 5 over 2. Improper fractions are great for slope. All right, the last part, the negative 4 divided by negative 2, that would give you positive 2. Okay, so we've got a slope of 5 halves and a y-intercept at 0, 2. Okay, let's graph it. So we're at 0, 2. Now this is why I said don't put it as 2.5 or anything weird. So we're literally going to go up 5 over 2 because it's rise over run. So up 5 over 2. I would do it again, but I would be off the graph. So the opposite, sometimes you're going to run into this where you're going to be off the graph. You can go the opposite way. Instead of going up and right, you can go down and left. So go down 5, left 2. You see how it's still on the same line. But just know if you're going to go, you have to go the opposite both ways, down and left in this instance. Okay, so now I'm going to try to draw a semi-straight line. Good enough. And there we go. Okay. Oh my goodness, I gave you a bunch. That's okay. They're good for you. You just need to see the practice. All right, G, let's see. I need to get this in slope-intercept form. So let's add 3x to both sides. Those cancel. I have 5y equals 3x minus 10. All right, I need to divide everything by 5. So those cancel. Have y equals 3/5. Can you simplify? No. So leave it. Negative 10 over 5 would give you negative 2. Okay, so that means your slope, I'm sorry, the spacing is so crazy. Hopefully it's not on yours. Is 3/5. Your y-intercept is 0, negative 2. All right, so let's put a point at 0, negative 2. 3/5. Up 3 over 5. Up 3 over 5. Okay, draw a line with arrows. Hey, that was a darn good one. You're welcome. Look how beautiful that is. The arrows are a little sketchy, but the line itself is pretty good. Okay, hey, this next one, I didn't even make it difficult on you. They already have it in slope-intercept form, so let's just graph it. Let's take a break. So if you want to pause it, try that. I did give you 2 fractions though, so maybe not. The slope is 1/2. The y-intercept is different. It is not a whole number. 0, -3/2. Gross. Can you do this? Yes. It's going to be a little weird though. So let's talk about it. -3/2. If you didn't know, whenever it's the y-intercept, you do need to know where it is. This is the same thing as -1.5. Okay? If you didn't know that, now you do. So on the graph, where is -1.5? Well, it is right here in between -1 and -2. Okay? So since this is a half point, or it's a decimal point, we're going to have to be a little creative, but it's okay. So you're still, and I'm going to do this one in highlighter so you can see it. You're still going to go up 1, because that's our slope. So now we're at -1/2 over 2. So that would be where the next point is. Okay, let's do it again. I'll do it in highlighter again. Up 1 to the middle over 2. Okay, see how that works out. Let's do it one more time. Up 1 over 2. So just know, if you do have decimals, you can still do this. It's no big deal. It's just maybe go a little bit slower, because those are the ones you're more likely to make a mistake on. Okay, so, and then draw your line. All right, next one. Ooh, okay, let's talk about this. What is missing? The something x, right? So when something's missing, it's being multiplied by 0, or it is 0. So this is like y equals 0x plus 4. If it helps you to see it written this way, that's fine, do it. So what do you know about this slope? Well, it's 0, which means, remember, it's a horizontal line. The y-intercept is going to be at 4, so 0, 4. All right, so we got a point here. Now, it doesn't matter where you put your points on this, because you're just going to put some random horizontal points so you can draw a line. It doesn't matter. You don't have to go up so many over, because it's 0. Okay, so something like that is what your graph should look like. Okay, this one is going to be different. So anytime you think you see it's not y equals something, think it, and it's x equals something, think vertical line. Okay, so it's a vertical line at, where is it at? 3. So is it a vertical line? Don't write this down, just watch. Is it a vertical line right here? The answer is no, because it's at 3. That's not 3. So when x equals 3, that would be right here, right? Draw a point above it and a point below it so you can help draw. And then, oops, that's really bad. Okay, there is your line of x equals 3. So anytime you see x equals something, think vertical line every time. If you see y equals something, like a number, no x's, that means it's a horizontal line. Okay, pause the video, try these next 2 by yourself. Okay, I'm just gonna whip it out really fast. It's gonna be x equals -2 will be a vertical line at -2. That's really bad, but you get the idea. Okay, this last one, that's gonna be a horizontal line at -1. Because the slope is 0, so it looks something like that. Okay, that is it for this lesson. Thanks for watching.